Spinners have been part of Ninjago since the very beginning, and over the years they've taken many different forms, from the originals to Air Jitsu, Dragon Masters, Burst and more. But the best spinners were released in the winter of 2019, the Legacy Spinners. In order for me to explain, let's take a quick look at the spinners that came beforehand. Of course, spinners started off as a fun battle game in 2011 where figures could battle each other, with the accompanying card game keeping things fresh and fun. 2012 improved upon this with added weapons and shields from the booster packs giving you more ways to battle. The spinners weren't very accurate to spin jitsu in the show, but they didn't need to be, as that wouldn't allow for the game to work as well as it did. They were also great cheap ways to get your favourite minifigures from the show, as almost every minifigure had at least one spinner or booster pack. After this, however, spinners became nothing more than a gimmick, small sets that were essentially minifigure packs with the spinner included, and usually with figures that weren't even canon to the show. There was no game with Air Jitsu because that just wouldn't work with flying spinners. Instead, the minifigure was locked away in a capsule, preventing it from escaping, and then you could launch it off into the sky. This design was replicated for the 2018 spinners, but they just weren't as good. Sure, they could spin well as they used the same ripcord system, but without the addition of flying there just didn't seem to be much point to them. The summer 2018 Dragonflies were basically just a gimmick of Air Jitsu intended to represent dragons travelling through the realms. Definitely not bad, but again, just a gimmick to accompany cool minifigures. But then we get to 2019. In January 2019, a whole new wave of spinner sets was released, one spinner for each ninja, plus Garmadon and Wu. Gone were the capsules of 2015 and 2018, these new spinners were very much designed to be as accurate to a Spinjitzu tornado as possible. You can see that instantly, everything from the shape of the tornado to the details given thanks to the dual moulding they have. Each one has a solid colour paired with a transparent colour, making for a brilliant, vibrant elemental look, each one fitting the element it represents. Blue and white for ice, my personal favourite of these legacy spinners. Orange and red for fire, blue and yellow for lightning, orange and black for earth, gold and green for Lloyd, gold and clear for Wu, blue and clear for water, complete with extra speckles to differentiate it from Wu. Garmadon gets black and purple, another fantastic spinner combination, and one that I am so happy we got, as it is a spinner for a villain, something that we last got in 2015 with Air Jitsu. So looks wise, yes, these spinners are great, but that's not all they have going for them. The minifigure slots into the middle of the tornado very easily, sitting on the studs inside, much like the original spinners, and they can be spun into battle in a similar way too. No longer locked away in a clear capsule, the figure simply sits in the top and stays there, so it doesn't take away from how the spinner looks either. You've probably noticed that they all have 4 bars at the top of the spinners too. Well, that's part of another great feature these spinners have. In a callback to the 2012 spinners with their shields and weapons, these spinners all came with 3 different shield and weapon add-ons to improve how the spinners looked. Each character had unique builds to suit their element, with Kai having these brilliant flame shields as well as red katanas for his weapons, and then the small claws, which is something that they all had. The pieces easily snap onto the sides of the spinners, ready to be launched into battle. Jay has a great thundery look to all of his add-ons, with crystal shields and lightning bolts for weapons, while Zane gets awesome ice crystals with giant shurikens to fire out as he spins around. Cole naturally gets shields of pure rock paired with giant hammers for smashing his enemies, as Nia gets water shields and spears. Lloyd's shields are full of energy paired with elemental blades for fighting, and Wu gets some unique shields too, while his weapon is literally hot tea. He must be expecting a visit from Choken. And then Garmadon's shields really help to amplify his spinner. He gets double katanas for battle, and he even gets awesome purple snakes instead of claws, which fits in very well. While of course you couldn't battle them like the original spinners, they could still battle in a way. This is by far the closest we have ever come to replicated that since the originals were discontinued. Yes, there's no more card game, and yes, it's much harder to knock a ninja out of the spinner and win, but they can still fight. You can still customize your spinners for defense or offense, something that just wasn't possible with Air Jitsu or the 2018 spinners, and they have the added bonus of looking accurate to the show, so ultimately I'd say that makes up for the slight decrease in fighting ability. Even after these though, we still got new spinner types. There were the FS spinners in the summer of 2019, which were very similar but lacked the ability to connect weapons and shields to them, and personally I just don't think they look as good as the legacy spinners either. However, they did introduce this spinner launchpad build, which is compatible with the legacy spinners, so that was a bonus. Spinjitzu Burst meanwhile was basically just another gimmick, and sadly we didn't even get it for every ninja, just Kai, Cole and Lloyd. The spinners would launch out and burst as they spun around, a cool gimmick but really nothing more. And the core spinners are basically just a combination of the FS spinners and 2018 spinners, looking like larger FS spinners with Air Jitsu capsules on top. It's certainly an improvement over 2018, but it still doesn't come close to beating Legacy. So I can confidently say that the Legacy spinners of Winter 2019 are still the best that we've ever gotten. But which spinners do you like the most? Do you like the classics the most, Air Jitsu, Legacy or something else? Comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, then stay tuned because I will be making a more in-depth video looking at every spinner type from 2011 to now in 2023 very soon. But in the meantime, you can click on screen right now to check out another video. That's all for today, so I'll see you again very soon.